Hello everyone, and welcome to not really a Let's Play, but just a game of Defcon, Everybody Dies, the global nuclear domination game. Um, so we're just gonna do a playthrough, not really a tutorial, just sort of just a game. Okay, I'm going to be the USSR. I'm going to add an AI, it's just gonna be me and the AI on this one. As the United States. Didn't change, we'll just leave it. Trying to get the highest number of points, score points by nuking the other cities. You score 2 points for every enemy killed, lose 1 point for when you fail to protect, so I don't need this advertised on the internet. Going to do 30 cities per territory, maximum population. Default, they're based on real world numbers, so here we go. Alright, so we started Defcon 5, which means no actions can be taken other than setting up your units. So here's our enemy, evil capitalist nation, and here we are, good commies, whatever that means. So our cities we need to protect are Moscow, 50 million people, Leningrad, 28 million, and these other smaller numbers. Those are our biggest cities there. Washington DC is going to be our primary target. No, New York and Washington. And then Chicago, can't see what, Detroit, Houston, San Francisco, and LA. So we have a lot of, America has a lot of targets spread out, and ours are, Russia's more concentrated, so. And yes, it just says player 1 and new player, so. Alright, first unit you can place is radar. Now you have to have visual or radar coverage on a unit to target it. That is a unit. They're like ships, planes, things like that. Now we already know where their cities are, so we don't have to actually see them to attack them. And radar is also used for tracking incoming nuclear missiles. If you can't see them, you don't know where they're going to hit. So it's good to put radar coverage around cities. And I'm going to put one here so I can see into Alaska if they got anything. And put one here to watch for any naval activity. And I'll put one here, I guess. Do a good. And we can switch to radar view. That's our radar coverage. And they'll be doing the same thing. Next is silos. Each silo has 10 intercontinental ballistic missiles. But it's also a SAM site for shooting down missiles. So we're going to pepper them around our cities to protect them. They also shoot down planes and enemy bombers, so it's very good. Now I'm going to set up our air bases for long-range bombing here, so we can strike the East Coast. And then I'm going to put one here near the radar sites, and put the other one here also. Last but not least, fleets of ships. I'm going to expect a lot of Pacific action over here. But just in case, I'm going to put also a fleet here. I rely more on my fighters and bombers to protect this area than anything else. Now, let's see. Carriers have bombers, and they're also the only ones that can detect submarines. So these are nuclear submarines, and they are stealthed, so we'll be using them to strike the East Coast as well. So that is all of our unit placement. Radar coverage, air bases, salmon silo sites, battleships, carriers, and submarines. So let's advance to Defcon 2. Sorry, Defcon 4. Alright, Defcon 4 reached. That means ships can now move. And we will move them here. I can also get my submarines into position for launching of missiles, and I'll move these guys here to block Iceland. Freaky music, huh? Now we see there's one radar site here, and this radar site already can see my airbase and my ships moving. So they already know I have ships and bases in the area. And I will just wait to advance. I cannot launch any fighters until Defcon 3, I think. Alright, Defcon 3, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have these guys are gonna protect this area. Have them switch to bombers, anti-submarine. And this one over here also, anti-submarine. Oh, detecting, we're having an engagement. I'm gonna launch fighters. Launch those fighters to engage there. Move battleships. Bombers can take down the battleships really quickly, so we ought to use some. We got a fleet engagement in the Pacific, and we reached Defcon 2. Things are heating up. But it looks like we are winning that one for now. Most important thing is to take down submarines when they surface to launch their missiles. It's crucial. Crucial. Alright, Defcon 1 in 4 minutes. We will be allowed to use our nuclear weapons. I'm thinking, yeah, it looks like since there was only one fleet there, they're all going East Coast. So we're going to need fighters and bombers. And pull back. Pull back for more cover. Defcon 1. Alright, so we've got pretty big engagement going on over here. And it's pretty quiet over here, so we're going to advance our carriers a little bit closer. And this is not going well. They have a large fleet there. Large fleet. But our SAM sites are shooting down their aircraft from a long way off. And their fighters are going to decimate the bombers, so Now I have no fleet over here. So apart from radar coverage, I have no way of knowing what is going on. Just try to decimate their bombers, and this is going to be bad because now they can launch all their equal situation really. I can launch all my submarines undeterred, and they can launch all of theirs undeterred. So this is not good, not good at all. I've only got 3 bombers at this base. So actually, I'll go ahead and use them. And they'll attempt to reach critical US targets. I'll use this bomber to take down that radar site. Radar sites are very weak, they only take 1 hit. And I'll begin to use my bombers for coverage. Launch my fighters for recon. Give us a good recon stretch over here. I want It's gotta have a target, I guess. No, it's just not my territory. I don't know why it's not letting me do that, but anyway. Okay, so we'll do what we can with these guys over here. There are no ships, however, so the battleships will be useless. Looks like they're going to be heading back this way. There comes some bombers coming in. Bombers coming in over Finland. Alright, this is good. Move them over there. Rerouting targets to hit the major installations. Boom! Took out their radar. So they're blind over to this area now. But it looks like from his trajectory there's another one over here. There's a SAM site. If we can take down that SAM site before it launches, that would be very good. We can, because all SAM sites are also the silos, so if we take out their silos before they have a chance to launch missiles, excellent for us. We're not having really any problems over here, at least not yet. Haven't seen any subs yet though. That is cause for concern. Have not seen their fleets yet. Their submarine fleets. Alright, these subs are set up. These subs are set up. Pretty much. Alright, they're holding position. Man, they've just taken down my bombers way too quickly. Alright, well, we know what we have to hit then. Looks like I'm out of bombers. There's a bomber coming in there. But they have no idea we're coming, so... I think it takes 3 hits to take down a silo. Yeah. yes, there's another one just as I suspected. There. We've got subsiding right there. Nothing over here. For now, their fleet's retreated, looks like. We're getting some sub action. Detected one. They're being destroyed because carriers have depth charges, but there's another SAM site there. Looks like the west coast is kind of undefended though. All right, I'm gonna go ahead with. Kind of worried about over here. There could be a sub right over here. Wouldn't even know it. So I do some scouting. Wait for these bombers to pass over. Alright, there's a pretty sizable fleet over here. Looks like their subs are over here. Maybe they got a bead on these subs here. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and launch. Gotta use overwhelming numbers. Just hit as many things as we can. For the Soviet Union. Alright, that's 6 of them. San Francisco hit. Boom! We got him. Yeah, I'm liking how this is looking. I am liking it. So we already took out one airbase, one radar. I don't know if we can get him down in time. Because these subs are a little bit too close and I see something is shooting at them, so when they surface they're vulnerable to attacks. And I'm gonna save one. Alright, let's see how this engagement goes. Portland hit. And there was one sub. Yeah, there's bombers over here, yep. And we're unloading though. And I got 2 bombers coming in over here to hit Washington DC and New York. Take them a while to get there and they will not have enough fuel to return, so it's a one-way trip. LA hit. So as you can see, this is a score over here. And we're ahead. We are ahead. Gotta take down that radar though. And then there's missiles coming up from beyond Mexico, and they're just not ready for that. So now some more scouts. They know we're down here though. They see the missiles coming in that direction. Alright, these subs are gonna fully unload and be spared. Let's see. No, I want you to target these. There's even a cool whiteboard thing that you can use. Like, so we want ships to come in from here, hit here. Uh-oh. He's got missiles launching right there from that silo. So yeah, as soon as you launch missiles, your silos are known. You know where they're coming from. So. Finally killed that radar. Alright, switching all the subs over to active sonar so that they can go sub hunting. Oh, and that sub is going to get wiped off the face of the planet without ever having a chance to launch anything. Alright, launch detected. They're coming for revenge now. That's... So each player with silos gets 60 missiles in total, not counting bombers and subs. So anyway. Their missiles will be coming down here, maybe up under here. And actually their subs could be in this location. And they could still launch from there. I don't think you can't get into the Gulf or the Mediterranean Sea or Caspian Sea, any of those places. Can't get into there, so. And I don't think they're in this area, because we would see them with the radar coverage. But they still could be here, here, even over here. Probably with this group. Or they could be, you know, any of these places. Oops. Sorry about the smiley face there. So yeah, we just gotta wait now. And these bombers are gonna run out of fuel. And some of those bombers are gonna make it back, but not all of them. I want you to hit Seattle, yeah, Seattle. And you're not gonna make it back either. I think the countdown to victory condition is, or the victory countdown is after, like, there's only after 80% of the missiles have launched or something like that. There's some victory countdown. Anyway, let's speed this up because we're gonna have missiles coming in here really quickly. About to run out of fuel. We went. And the missiles should be coming in any second now. Let's see how well we survive the fallout. There's the first one incoming. See, they didn't destroy any of my radar coverage, so I actually have a pretty good chance of surviving everything. Radar destroyed. Well, there goes that, huh? And looks like they're targeting the air bases, which don't have anything in them anymore. So that's no great loss. Make sure there's... Oh, they're even striking from over here. Destroyed that radar and base. Ooh, Leningrad hit. Ouch. It's okay. We're still well in the lead. And it's crucial not to make the mistake of switching them over to launch missiles when there are... Oh, silo destroyed, ouch. And there are still submarines out there somewhere. Okay, combat air patrol. Good job. Still sub hunting out here. I'm thinking they are still with this fleet. That was it? That was all the missiles they had? They must have spent them very unwisely. I know he's still got he's still got a fleet out there somewhere of subs. I destroyed one over here, but since most of his naval force was over here, I'm thinking he had a good supply with him. Alright. I'm starting to get a little impatient, so I mean there's not really a whole much left in America. I mean San Francisco is much smaller than it used to be. However, half of New York is still there and half of DC is still there. Memphis, Oklahoma City, all these Midwest cities are still in good shape, so definitely want to strike at them. So I'm going to do another air patrol. Maybe even transfer, no I can't. Any bombers still left here? Alright, transfer some bombers to this airbase. Do one more patrol and then I'll launch my remaining missiles from my side of this. Oh, just as I suspected, there is a fleet over here. And they're doing patrols. There's still something over there. Yep. Sneaky, sneaky. How about we send a couple of bombers to investigate? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And this might be a bad idea, but go ahead and do it. Takes 3 missiles per silo, I think, to destroy it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I lost one of my other ones, so that was 10 missiles gone. Alright, here we go. They're switching over. Takes 2 minutes to launch 1 missile. There goes my ring of missiles. Bombers going over here to investigate. Man, Italy looks like crap. Don't see anything here. And we're... oh, there we are. And they were both destroyed. Washington, D.C. Boom, New York. Silo successfully destroyed. Victory timer has started. Where are you going? Oh. Pittsburgh. We never hit Boston? I don't think I can't reroute them in flight, but you can disarm them if you wish, but it takes 100 seconds, so. Like if you're attacking somebody and they suddenly want to be your friend, and you're like, okay, well, got this bomb on the way. Duck and cover, right? Let's see, how long is this one going to take? Don't know. That would be nice if it had a timer on it to be for, you know, estimated time to arrival, but we've destroyed everything on the west coast, so unimpeded. And I have a few bombers here and there, but that's all my missiles. Never saw his second fleet, so I don't know if I killed them at some point and just didn't notice, or they're lost out here, maybe. Remaining nukes. Where are the remaining nukes? None, apparently. And well, this has been Defcon, Global Nuclear Domination. Pretty simple game, really. Nothing too complex. Should play it with real people, though. Oh, last ditch effort there. And victory, and his ships just... There was his second fleet. Apparently they just never got around to it. We lost 13 million people and killed 136 million. He had 34 left, which were all here, and I had no nukes left anywhere. Spent all mine. He should have used that second fleet a little bit better. He had good radar coverage, though. Good radar coverage. I don't know why they were over here, really. God. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this Let's Play, and thanks for watching.